Welcome, beautiful yogis. This is our summertime, mid-summer yoga blend. And today we're just going to work on a healthy spine, a strong core, and activate the lymphatic system. We're going to end up feeling so much better. Let's arrive now in a seated position. So coming to sit on your folded blanket, elevate your spine, so a sense of lifting into the sternum and taking your shoulders back and down, just letting your elbows relax at the waist, lowering your gaze, and this moment of meeting yourself here at this time. And welcoming yourself, honoring that you've shown up to your yoga mat. No doubt a decision based on the experience of how good it feels to practice. Scanning your body and mental, emotional state, just a little check-in. So that we know our state of being, whether we're hot, fatigued, recovering, letting it all be as we now link with breath. Letting your attention ride on your breath now. Feeling it's coming, it's going. As you maintain your upright posture, and focus in this very relaxed way on deepening and slowing your breathing. We are intentionally shifting our brain state to become present, to be in the here and the now. And with each breath, as we slow it and smoothen it, segueing into the yoga practice, let's now take an inhale together through the nose. It's a really full breath. We'll pause for a moment and then blow this breath away. We'll do a couple more of these. Soft belly inhale. Feel that breath rise. Feeling it crest at the top. Lower your chin on the hold. And now, as we raise the chin, blow the breath away, gently, slowly, smoothly. Soft belly, inhalation, rising. Full breath capacity, hold the breath, keep the chest lifted as we now lower the chin towards that lifted chest, pausing in the full breath. And then the exhalation, blow it away as the chin comes back to its level position. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in. So full, retain the breath as we keep the chest lifted and the chin low. Ready to exhale, blow it away as the chin comes back to normal. One more, please. A little pause with the lowered chin, so this is the chin lock. Release chin lock for exhale. Good. And now we'll continue to breathe through the nose. Holding onto the knees, just round your back and lower your chin. Breathe out completely. Inhale, draw the chest forward and lift it. Take the shoulders back. Lovely deep full breath in. Feel that in your back, in your front. And then the exhale will round again. Hold on to the knees, droop to the tailbone, looking down. Nice and slow as we did. Come forward, lift the chest on the inhale. There's even a little stretch of the throat. And then the exhalation. So notice that we are holding the breath at the fullness moment. As we did. Rocking forward onto the sits bones. Heart lifting, shoulders are back. And then the rounding of your back on the exhalation. And one more time. Nice, everyone. Sit up tall and bring your arms level with the mat, filling up with the breath. Exhaling, reach towards the right side and let your left arm exhale over. Inhaling, come back to the level position. Reach the other way. Exhaling, the up arm follows. Looking good. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, reaching and coming over. Inhale, coming to level. And now as we reach and exhale, look up under that arm. Inhale to level. And as we did, we reach. The arm comes up and over and we look under that arm. We're going to do one more each way. Good, all the way up with the level arms, which now sweep back and clasp behind your back. Chest lift, shoulders draw back. Can you straighten your elbows? Lower the chin. The chest is still lifted. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Begin to feel what sensations are coursing through now. If you've been away from your yoga mat, you're just going to feel so good to feel everything awaken again. As we exhale, release the hands. Bring them now forward, fingertips on the mat. Lift your heart and inch your way forward. No goal here, just to let the low back stretch a little bit. The slow, deep breaths are flowing. And now as we breathe in, make your way back to upright and let's switch the cross of the legs. Your other shin bones in front. Bring again the arms to level, breathe in. And this time it's the trunk that's going to turn. Exhale to your right. Stay for in. We go a little further to the right, lowering the hands for an upright twist. See how that mobility in your ribs keeps going, even though your hips are settled. Looking over your right shoulder on inhale, everything stays. Gently, while exhaling, turn your face over your left shoulder. That's the exhale. Only the head is turning as we inhale towards that disappearing shoulder. And exhale. So we're entered now the spiraling of the spine, the stretching of all the muscles along. One more time. Good. And now this time, as we look over the left shoulder, lean towards the left and raise the right arm and bring it up next to your ear. And see how deeply you could stretch here, and you could look up under the arm unless that's strenuous for your neck. And breathe into the ribs. So rib mobility is vital to healthy breathing, which is why we do a lot of side bends. If our ribs, our intercostals are tight, we can't easily let the breath fully in. Beautiful, everyone. We're going to inhale back to center. Bring your hands to each knee. Pause for a moment and feel the reverberation in your body. Letting the breath be slow and mindful as you tend that sensation that follows a deep stretch. Good, we go again. Are you ready? Take the arms wide, be tall on your inhale, and turn to your left on the exhale. Staying for the breath in, go a little further and then lower one hand behind the other on the opposite knee and be as tall as you can as your ribs now move towards your left. We look over that disappearing left shoulder. Feel the uprightness of the spine. Fill up with the breath here. And then the slow head turn while exhaling to face your right shoulder. And the slow head turn on inhale. Looking over that back shoulder. And exhale. So keep your movements and your breath slow. We have one to go. And as we now turn towards that right knee, lean in, shoulder towards the knee, freeing up the other arm to come up and over next to the ear, and the face now is looking up under the arm. And we experience the side stretch and the breath filling and expanding. Slow and deep and aware breaths. And now on the inhale, we'll come back up. Sit with a hand on each knee or thigh, sitting in the midline of your body, which is now as tall as you can. The crown reaches up. Sit bones grounding. Inhaling up the front of your body. And exhaling down the back of your body. So just sensing prana flowing. Goes under the tailbone to catch it. Inhale up the front. Rising inhale. And then over the head, down the back for exhale. But keep your spine really tall as the long exhale moves in our awareness down the back. To rise one more time up the front. And down the back. Good. Lower the chin to open the eyes. And now we'll come to hands and knees. And have your blocks available at the front of your mat. And we're just going to begin on fours. from hands and knees, tummy lightly drawn in. Fill up with a breath. Exhale, lean your hips to the left and look over your right shoulder. Now stay here a couple of breaths. We're looking towards the far back right corner of the mat. When you're ready to breathe in, come back to the center line with your hips and your head. And then the exhale, the hips move towards the right and our gaze to the back left side of the mat, holding a couple of breaths. On the inhale, come back to the center line, which will now exhale and feel that tabletop position. Cow, cat, chest forward, inhale. Pressing down, straight arms come out of your shoulders. The exhale, the tail begins to tuck under, pelvic tilt. Tummy draws in and spread across your shoulder blades as the chin lowers towards your chest. Ready to inhale, reverse that. Tail lifts. Follow the movement of the spine to the straight arms and expanded ribs. And ready to exhale, tuck tail, round under. Once more. Good. We're back in the neutral position. Feel free to ease your wrists a moment. We're on the fours a moment longer as we now take the hips towards the left, bring them forward towards the right and back. So circle your hips, shifting weight on your wrists, but mainly it's about the hips circling. I'm going to go for 3 or 4 in this direction. And then when you're ready, we'll reverse that direction. So we go towards the right and forward, left and back. Continue the circling. Stay connected to your breathing. One more time. Great. Now walk your knees wide apart. Feet close together. Sit back any amount towards your heels as we walk the hands forward, extending the arms. Take them wider. And once you've got your arms as long and as wide as, just a little wider than the mat, see if you can relax your forehead or press your chest down towards the mat. So we're activating into the upper back, chest. The arms are reaching, but now do the opposite. They stay long, but just draw the arm bones into the shoulder socket. And then roll the upper arms slightly outward. 3 breaths. So it's an extended, it's an active pose. Now with a deep breath in. Hold the breath. And then exhale, make your way up. Walk your hands and knees back to tabletop. Good, and let's grab the blocks now, the middle setting of the blocks, to make the arms longer. As we now, with the knees close together, raise the right leg up. Inhale, heart lift, knee to nose on exhale. Round your back, draw the tummy in. Repeating that. Once more. This time, please step your foot to the front of the mat. Feel it land and press down on it to push away from the blocks. and raise your arms upwards. And now, just as we did in the child's pose, they're wide, but drop the shoulders and press the tips of your shoulder blades into the back, which will bring the sternum forward. And just be in a relaxed place, just a joyful, buoyant lift. Beautiful. It's a breath in. And now both arms reach and come back to the blocks, where we'll curl the back toe under and straighten the back leg. Lovely. Let's hold this strong leg position. See if your head is hanging. Maybe you can just have it in a neutral place, looking at the mat just in front of you. Feeling how the legs have to work a bit more here. And now we'll add our twist to the right. So the arm lifts, and again the ribs turn. We reach the right arm to the zenith. One more inhale. When you're ready, exhale the hand back down, lower the back knee, and curl that back foot, and now we'll straighten the right leg, the front leg. The foot can reach forward, straighten the leg. Stay with your conscious breaths. And then we'll draw the right leg back. Knees again are close together. Take the left knee up, inhale, heart lifts, curl under for the exhale. Draw your belly in. So now we're already strengthening into the core with each exhalation. On the third one, the left foot steps forward. Press it down. Push away from the blocks and inhale your joyful arms, letting the shoulders sink down. Have a nice width. Feel how your heart opens as your shoulder blades, that bottom tip of them, press into the back. Hold steady as we breathe. We have one more breath here. Then the exhale, lean forward, the hands reach for the blocks, curl the back toe and straighten that leg. Good, so it's a supported lunge. Still, our breath is our point of focus once we've shifted shape. Taking the roundness out of the upper back. Grounding the both feet fully to twist to the left. So the left knee is bent, we're reaching that arm to the zenith. Strong haunches, flexible hips. On the exhalation, the hand returns to the block and the back knee comes down. Release the toes and straighten the front leg. So with each movement, with each shift of the shape, there are sensations to align our attention with. And then we'll draw that leg back. Wide knees, feet close, flatten the blocks, and send the blocks forward with your hands. Extend the arms, they can be a little wider. Draw your seat back and down, brow or chest to the mat. And breathe into the side ribs, into the underarm. We're really opening that shape now. As we are ready, we're going to inhale back. Come back to fours, so blocks to the sides. And then let's bring the hands forward of the shoulders, spread the palms widely. Curl the toes and come up for a downward facing dog. Tiptoe to just the right place. Those long straight arms, powering up the shoulders. How the heart, how your chest presses through the gate of the shoulders. Stretching into those areas, tightness in those areas. This is a good one. And then now as we bring the attention to the legs, do not change anything in the upper body. Raise the heels on an inhale. So sense your tail lifting, not shoulders coming forward. And then exhale, press your heels back down. 2 more times this way. One more. Good. And as we press the heels down, walk the feet back a little bit to pivot to plank, to bring your knees down or your whole body slowly down to come into Sphinx. So we're off the wrists, we're on the elbows and the forearms, and we've got the heart lifted, tractioning forward and breathing into the low back. Bring the breath from the low back upwards, all the way to experience it at the armpit, chest. Two more slow breaths here in Sphinx. So we're lifting out of the shoulders, out of the chest, not sagging. And now on the next exhale, slide the hands back next to your ribs, curl the toes, press to hands and knees, seat back towards the heels, and then come back to the downward dog. With your feet really close together. Draw your thighs and your hips back. And then take the right leg parallel to the mat, so it's not a lift in the hip. As though you were pressing your right foot into a wall, not climbing up the wall. Breathe equally as we build this powering up of the shoulders and haunch. Please now bend your right knee and lift the knee outward so the foot is going behind the midline. You might even see it under your left arm. Lift, lift, lift that knee. Exhale, bring the knee to your nose. And then take your right foot next to your left and bring both knees to the mat and both elbows to the mat, hands in prayer pose. Low gaze, looking towards the knees, ground through the forearms, curl the toes, and now knees come up again for the forearm balance. Breathing your chest towards the legs.
On exhale, bring your knees back down and come back to downward facing dog. Feet are close together. Left leg lifts parallel to the mat. Your hips stay level. And we breathe here in this holding shape, flowing breath. Good. Now the left knee bends. Take the knee and the hip outward and stretch that leg. And can you see your foot under your arm? Maybe, probably not. And then on the exhale, your left knee comes forward to your chest. Take the foot back and lower back down to the knees and the elbows, palms in prayer pose. A little moment here to rest and breathe. Great, everyone. Please come onto your back. Hug your knees in. All the way down, hug the knees in. And then with your hands on the knees, circle them together. Three times each way. Stay connected with the ground and the rolling of the sacrum. And as you complete, bring your palms flat, slightly tucked under. Let your left foot come to the mat, knee stays bent. And send your right leg straight up into the air, flexed foot. Right leg exhales slowly down. When you're ready to breathe in, bring your right leg slowly back to the vertical place. Bending the knee, put the foot down on exhale. And it's the left leg now. Inhale it straight up to vertical. Lower it down. Bring it back up. And bend the left knee and place the foot flat. Rolling the arms a little wider and the knees dropping wide for cobbler's pose. Take a moment here to feel breath. And noticing where your body might feel the yoga poses we just experienced, perhaps your wrists, perhaps your knee or knees, perhaps your hips. Loving awareness. On the inhale, bring your knees back up together. Walk them apart to the edges of the mat, arms wide out from the shoulders. As we exhale, the knees roll the hips leftwards and your head to the right. Inhale, center. Knees and hips roll right as we look to the left, knowing that we are gently spiraling the spine in this very easy, slow, and cooling manner.
And the last one is to the right, chin left. To come back to the midline to walk your feet together. And then your left thigh over your right thigh, close the gap. The foot comes off the mat. Bring your knees that are wrapped now closer to your chest and reach for your shin bones or ankles. Tuck the chin and squeeze everything into the midline of your body. Perfectly fine to stay right here. If you're feeling that you want to move a little bit more, you could curl up on the exhale. Or you could just stay in the relaxed place for 2 more breaths. We release the shin bones, bring them close together. Maybe wrap your foot around the ankle and now cup your head with your hands. Caduceus legs, and we do little sit-ups. So inhale the wrapped legs away. Exhale as they come in, curl up towards the legs. Squeeze in tight. Inhale, stretch away. And exhale, squeeze in tight. Let's do one more. Rest your head down, undo the legs. Take your feet together. Knees are bent. And we'll take second side, wrapping the right thigh over the left. Close the gap. Foot comes off the floor as we reach now for the ankles. Drawing the thighs in close. Make sure your shoulders aren't hunching. We rest in the breaths right here. Some of you might choose to do for the next 3 breaths little sit-ups. So we meet ourselves where we are if we're a little fatigued or overheating. Stay in the cooling place. On the exhale, we'll let go the shin bones, bring them closer together, maybe tuck one foot under, cup the head again, and this time we do the sit-up supporting the head. The legs go away on the in, they squeeze in as we curl up on the out breath. We'll just do 2 more. Rest down, undo the legs. See if you want to lean the knees in and the feet a little ways apart, broadening your sacrum. That's a lovely way to go. Or you might choose the cobbler's pose. See what's right for today. For the next 2 slow breaths. Please grab your strap now. Place it around the right leg straight into the air. So we've got the foot lassoed around the ball of the foot. The left leg slides straight on the mat. It's energized. You could choose to lift that left leg just up off the mat. A little bit more charge. Low back presses down. Breath is even. On the next exhale, relax that left leg on the mat. Really relax it. Both straps wrap around the left hand, and we guide the right leg now across the body. And it's just the hips that are rolling, the upper back stays. You could turn your head to the right. Breathing in this shape. Your upper back completely relaxed. One more breath. On the inhale, bring your right leg back up. Switch legs so your left foot goes into the strap. Right leg will be straight on the mat. Or lift it up, right leg just above the mat, as we hold here for the relaxed breath and very engaged legs. The low back grounding. On the exhale, the right leg lands and softens completely, and the right hand wraps the strap as the left leg is guided across. Upper back stays. Your breath slow. This is not hard. We can find the ease in this. Inhale now your leg back up. Putting both feet in the strap to take straddle legs. Wide apart legs. Still the sacrum is grounding. And feel this place. Draw your legs back together and undo and roll to your side. Let's come back to hands and knees. Hands and knees, all fours, and then back to downward dog. Spreading palms, lift on up. Feet close together. As your chest is still pressing through and your wide arms are working your shoulders, lift both heels in, press both heels down on the out breath. 2 more times. Good. Now bending the knees a little bit, we're going to walk the feet to the front. You can walk little steps, or you could zigzag your feet. Step one foot and then the other foot around it, kind of zigzagging your way forward. Just getting a little bit more action in the hips until we find ourselves at the top of the mat, parallel feet, hands now on the shin bones, coming to the flat back, exhaling, folding down. And inhale, bring your hands to your thighs, press on up to the standing position, all the way up, arms overhead, and exhale your arms alongside. Good, pause here. Little cooling moment standing here. The sense of energy lifting up the front and grounding down the back. Great. Please step your right foot back, angle the heel, and have your hips still squared to the front. Root deeply and bring your arms wide. Keep the arms wide for the inhale. Exhale, bow forward over the mostly straight left leg. We're not going all the way. Inhale, come back up, arms overhead. Lift as we root. Exhale, wide arms, come forward. And one more time, arms come up. Wide arms come forward. And now rest your hands somewhere on that shin bone. Halfway up, breath in. And exhale, fold over your left leg for 3 breaths. Perfectly fine to use your blocks or rest your hands on the shins, so the little stabilizing through the foot and the ankle. Ready to ground the feet. Inhale, come back to upright as we now step forward. And pause here as you find stability and groundedness, as well as lift and uprightness. Step now the left foot back. Squared at the hips. Front leg stays straight. Inhale, raise the arms. They're wide arms as we exhale, come forward. Steady up. Inhale, come up. And the wide arms come forward. So the heart is leading. One more time. Arms lift. Wide arms forward. Lovely. Stay for inhale. Exhale, come down over the right leg, hands on shin bones. Halfway up, breath in. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Stay for 3 breaths. And so there's that internal stabilizing, flowing breath. Are you ready? We're going to ground, calming upright, raise the arms overhead, and step to the front of the mat. And pause here. Buoyancy and lightness, as well as being grounded. Terrific, everyone. Let's take a wide stance along the length of the mat. Bring a block to the midline. Just have it ready there. And the feet are parallel. Good. Roll the chest open. Inhale the arms to parallel. And then wide arms. Exhale, come forward. And bring your hands to the blocks. Halfway up, straighten the arms. Lift your heart. Exhale, fold over the legs. Crown towards the block. Repeat that, straightening the arms. Inhale your chest forward. So now we're like in a cow shape. Exhale, the spine stays straight as we bow into this lovely forward bend. The weight on the heels of the feet. One more time, flat back. Exhale, fold. And we come now to straight arms. Strong in the core. Push away from the block. Bring the arms to this airplane wide wings position. And then inhale, come upright, arms overhead. And release the arms to the sides. Turning out now your right leg. We'll take triangle pose, slip the left heel away, keeping your hips squared this direction. And again, it's wide arms, breathe in, reach to the right, exhale, come on down. And the up arm can be at the zenith as we stabilize through the feet and move the head to test our balance. So slowly looking up on the in. Can you see the hand? Exhaling, hand stays, and the head looks down to that bottom foot. We'll do it 2 more times. Slow moving, slow breathing. Beautiful. And so now as we look down again, ground deeply. Inhale, come to upright with the wide arms. And relax the arms. As we turn the feet for second side. And widen your arms for the breath in. Reach, exhale, triangle pose, second side. Keeping the zenith arm rooting through the feet. You could stay with your gaze stable or test your balance, challenge the balance, looking slowly up, while exhaling, turning to look slowly down. 2 more times. At the end of this exhale, ground deeply and inhale your way back up. 2, relax the arms to your hips. Parallel the feet, bring them in a little bit. Feet root, heart lifts for inhale, heart leads. Hips pull back for exhale. Hands to block and slide the block forward and let your head come between the arms as we let the heart come through the shoulders, a move we've been doing quite a bit today. And bring your inhale way up the sides and front of your lungs. Where is the weight on your feet? Can you bring it back a little bit towards the heels? And then slide the block under your face. Straighten the arms so your back will be a little higher now. As we now leave the right hand on the block and the hips steady, inhale your left arm, turn the trunk to the left. Exhale, back down. Second side, inhale, open to the right. And exhale down. Good. Stay with this moving. Alternating sides. Again, it's about the mobility in the rib cage. Keep it going nice and slow. Starting from the upright position. So inhale your arms wide. Exhale, bring your right hand to the block and twist left. Inhale, come back to the starting place. Exhale your left hand to the block as we twist to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, turning. Staying with this. coming to our last one. Cross the midline and open to that opposite side. Good. We come up to the midline, relax the arms down and walk the feet in. And walk it out a little bit here. Walk it out as we do a little cross crawl now. The exhale, knee to opposite elbow. So often we do this on the back. Same action. Crossing the midline, elbow to opposite knee. Beautiful. Last one. Good. Stand tall. Standing mountain pose, inward attention, lightness up the front, grounding down the back, flow of breath and prana. Nice, everyone. Please bring your block. One block on each side of your feet. Stepping the feet close together. Grounding them. As we inhale, raise your arms and your heels. Exhaling, lower the heels and come into chair pose. Inhale, rise onto the ball of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale, rise. Exhaling into chair pose. Let's do 2 more. Strengthening glutes, buttocks, quads, hips. 1 to go. Lovely. Now stay here. 3 breaths. Draw your seat back and down, your weight onto the heels. On the inhale, straighten up and arms alongside. Pause here a moment. Feel whatever arises. Maybe a little warmth. And now we'll practice eagle pose, which is so good for the lymphatic system. All these movements are, of course, moving those fluids, keeping them from stagnating. If we sit too much, fluids cannot flow. So feet are close together. We bend the knees. Stepping onto your left foot, wrap your right leg over, close together, and the foot could find purchase on the block. Bend your standing knee a little deeper, and then the arm's going to be the opposite arm on top. So your left arm on top, you can hold your shoulders or wrap the forearms. And breathe deep as we squeeze the muscles into the midline, all the muscles you can feel. Quads and elbows and shoulders, belly muscles. One more. Grounding to undo, to rise up, and come back to our standing mountain pose and just feel it for a moment, settle into it. Good. Second side. We're going to be stepping onto that other foot, your right foot. The knee bends, the left leg wraps around, close the gap. Standing knee bends more deeply. Other arm on top, so your right arm on top. And come into the pose. Belly squeezes in, buttocks squeeze. Calf muscles squeeze. Forearms squeeze into them, each other.
Breathing into this internal squeeze. Nice. Are you ready? We're coming out. Release, step, and find centeredness, equilibrium, tallness, spaciousness, and ease. Welcoming it all, even if it's hot. Welcoming all these little discomforts in the body, in the terrain around us. Letting it be okay. Can do. I can do this. Good. We're coming down onto the mat again. And we'll go all the way down for supported bridge pose. So coming down onto the back. Just take the moment to hug your knees in. Good. So let's do this before we put the block under the sacrum. Bring your feet into cobbler's pose. Now, can you reach your feet? Holding onto the feet. And now your knees stay wide, and we wriggle the hips side to side, scrubbing the sacrum. Can you feel that? Side to side go the knees and the hips, rolling onto that sacrum, bringing lots of energy there. And bring your knees back together, let your feet land. Pause for a moment. So as the feet land, there's that little hollow at the sacrum. Feel everything that's here. Good. So we've warmed up that sacral area. Grab your low block, put it there. So we're lifting up the hips. Place the blocks right there where we rolled. Bring your arms really close in. And then let the legs hang in the air. So easy, so relaxed. Easing the work that we did in that eagle pose, in those chair poses. A reversing fluid flow. Coming back to the breath as a point of focus, relaxed attention. Letting your gaze be inward or lowered, so there's less outer stimulation. It's pratyahara, withdrawing from the outer, to experience the inner state in this moment, right here and now. And all that arises. As you settle into this, add some pauses at the top of the breath and at the bottom of the breath. Just a little pause. A little resting moment, then the breath continues. And another little resting moment. Please stay with this breath.
Gently now bend your knees and let your feet come to the mat. Take the block away. Land your sacrum. Draw the right knee in towards your chest. Draw it close to you, and then draw the left knee in as well. Both thighs close to your ribs. You're almost letting your tailbone curl off the mat. And then change the feet to point upwards for a happy baby. You can hold behind your thighs or hold the arches of your feet. And now release your feet back to the mat and your arms wide out from the heart. Move your hips slightly right of center with the right leg on top. Let your hips and knees roll leftwards. Settle into this relaxed twist. As you rest into this inner body awareness, grow the exhalation twice as long as the inhale. One more lovely long exhale here. And then we'll change sides. Uncrossed, hips move left of center, left leg over the right. And let your legs and hips just release to the right. Soften the shoulders. No stretch, no active stretch at all in the arms, just softness. Settling into the very long exhale. Last very long exhale. And then bring your face, your knees back to the center line. Uncross. Align with the center line as we now settle into final relaxation using the props that you like. Snuggling your back spaciously and along the middle. Finding your way there, settling in, aligning with breath and the feeling state that's here now. Awareness coming to your hands and your fingers. Is there any tension here? Can you release it? Is there any tension in your shoulders? Can you release it? How about your jaw? The low back? Your legs, your ankles, your toes. This feeling of spaciousness yet grounded. Drop deep into your body and let yourself be breathed. everything happening by itself. Feeling your breathing again. Notice how it feels. Know that you can stay as long as you like in Shavasana. Or just move a little bit and roll onto your side. Resting in gratitude. The trillions of cells in the body. Feeling your intention of gratitude. Appreciation. And as you're ready, come on up to sit. So wonderful practicing with you, beautiful yogis. Stretch it up in one embracing yes to life. Draw it into the heart to which we bow and honor one another. Namaste.